Welcome, everybody. It's another exciting edition of the Sports Hole. I'm your host, Luke. With me, as always, XFL GM, rock and roll, Matty Goldberg. What's up, dudes?
What up, boy?
What's going on, dog?
What'd you guys do this week? Get wild?
I did.
Shit up on Halloween?
I was at the Nebraska USC game. I was at the blackout.
Tough heartbreaker.
Oh, man. What happened there? What went on?
Quarterback got hurt.
I heard.
Well, the vibes in the arena were awesome. They were doing like a whole blackout thing. Apparently, there was three teams that did blackouts on this Saturday.
Okay.
So, like, Nebraska did one, Tennessee did one. There was another team that did one. All three of those teams lost. But
kills the
vibes were great.
Bit.
It was like, I don't know if you've dealt with this at Michigan ever, Luke, but Nebraska, obviously, you have like a lot of older people that are part of the fan base, and they don't like standing up and getting loud for the games.
Yes.
This game, literally, I was in a section full of like people well into their like 50s, 60s, and whatnot. No one sat the entire game.
That's great. That's the environment I love. That's how I'm at football games. That's how I'm at concerts.
But like everybody, the entire stadium was like jacked up for this game. Crazy environment. It was awesome. I took my girlfriend. It was her first football game she's ever been to.
Wow.
She's from Nebraska?
Yeah. What body parts did she hurt attending the game?
Her back and knees.
Okay. Good.
Those were the ones that got real banged up.
Is she doing better these days?
She's doing better. Like,
okay.
The fact that she, like, the next day she wasn't like bedridden the entire day is an improvement.
Oh, that's good. So it's like a day-by-day thing with her then.
Well, it's like if she overdoes it one day, usually she has to spend the entire next day in bed, like, recovering.
Oh, my God. That's rough.
Oh, that was a positive, not having to do that.
Okay. Strides.
But it was a good time. And then Dylan Raiola goes out. He gets hurt. Season's over. And then
what was the diagnosis with him?
Broken fibula.
Oh, that's rough. Is that like what's the recovery timeline for something like that?
I think he's hopeful to start again next year.
I guess it's one of those things like a break is better than like a ligament tear. The ligaments, I think, take longer, maybe.
So I think he's projected to start again next year.
That sucks. I thought you guys were going to win too.
No, I was talking to people, how many game-winning drives has Dylan Raiola done? He's had like 4 fourth-quarter like game-winning drives this season alone. And with Latif in, I'm not going to put it all on our backup. He's a true freshman. This is like his first real start in like
that's not fair.
A crazy environment.
Sure.
And the coaches didn't do him any favors. So like this loss I have on the coaches, but the defense played better than I expected them to. And now it's just whether we've made the bowl game, can we squeeze out 1 or 2 more wins with our backup quarterback, kind of see where we're at.
And are you excited about Matt Rule signing the extension?
I was neutral on it. I was neither excited nor angry about it. Because he's not getting any more money unless he wins.
That's good. That's the Harbaugh clause. That worked with Jim Harbaugh because he actually took a pay cut when he had a rough season there. And then they started going to the playoffs right afterwards.
So the language of the contract, it extends him. So, like, obviously, we extend him towards, like, 2030, 2031.
Yeah.
And then it adds a $15 million buyout for, like, if other teams poach him. Like, if some other team comes and gets him, they owe $15 million. And then it changed. It took what was guaranteed to him in the contract now and just upped the amount of that. So he's still getting paid the same, but if Nebraska fires him, he gets more guaranteed money.
He's not going to get fired, though.
And incentives for like he gets like $1 million bonus that stacks every time he makes the playoffs.
They should have won. They could have won that game if the quarterback didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the backup did as good as he could do, but the air kind of like fell out of the game when it
was the field goal mishap. After that, it was just nothing.
It was a very winnable game, though, and USC is a very good team, so it's like Nebraska is not that far away.
Nebraska
But
has not beaten a ranked opponent since 2016.
Keeping the streak going, baby.
And Matt Rule
uh,
has not defeated a ranked opponent since his days at Temple.
and he still might get a bigger job because there's,
No,
it's
he
wild.
re-signed. That's what we are
Oh,
just talking about,
oh, I
man.
didn't know that. It's funny. It's
That
like
was one of the bigger news for college football was like coaches because like Rhett Lashley at
I,
SMU
I was about to say, and I
he
was
got an
like,
extension.
Rhett Lashley would be up for a bigger job, and you know
Oh,
what it's like in baseball. There's these rookie contracts, and what they do with these younger players is they sign them for like 12 years. So it's like, hey, you sign now for a long time, you're
Yeah.
guaranteed. Because if you suck, we'll still have to pay you, you know? And these players, some players bet on themselves and they go, no, I'll wait because I'm going to be so good. But you'd be smart to take those deals because anything can happen in the next 10 years and you're guaranteed 10-year contracts. And that's what these coaches are doing because they're saying like, okay, I'll take these deals as opposed to thinking the grass is greener going to LSU or trying to get one of those jobs because they might not be there,
I think
you
that
know?
actually is great for a coach.
Yeah.
For a coach, yes, because coaches are not going to, they're only going to get so, that salary is only going to get so high, you know?
Yeah.
Like, like a baseball player, okay, like Ronald Acuna signed that contract. It's like 8 years, $100 million,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
That's terrible.
Well, if you shit the bed, like it's like just in case you get hurt or injured or you're not as good as you think you are, you're still going to be set for the next 10 years
You'll be
as opposed
set, but like you go from like say an average of 10 million a year in baseball to like 30 or 50 million, you know.
sure.
Um, but I think for a college coach, it makes
It's
total
like being
sense.
safe.
Yeah.
It's playing it safe and knowing you'll be set for life, I would think. I don't know. I
I
mean,
mean
I
this
don't.
and now Auburn's just fired Freeze. So
Yeah.
that opens up as well.
And there's so many
What's cool about this
jobs.
is here's the deal. Franklin's probably going to go somewhere. Kelly's probably going to go somewhere. But then we're going to see a lot of new faces, I think, you know.
Clemson might be open too.
That's what I'm thinking. That's one of my favorite parts is that you're getting all these coaches that are signing the extensions, so you're not going to get these guys like LSU, Florida, whatever. The main guys they're going after. I also wouldn't be surprised if Lane Kiffin. I mean, maybe he goes to LSU, maybe he goes to Florida. I wouldn't be that surprised if he just used this to get paid more at Ole Miss and stick with what he's doing.
Sure,
And
I
if
think
he
that'd be
does that,
smart.
you're going to get some crazy, like awesome out
Crazy.
of left. They're going to have to go crazy and like
If
find
he goes
someone new.
anywhere else that is going to offer him that kind of money, the expectations are just going to be through the roof. Whereas you've already dealt with that, you know, you've gone to the pros, you've gone to
USC.
USC. Like, I mean, you've dealt with that bullshit. This community's embraced you. They want to be a good football school, but they don't have that expectation. So it's hard to go wrong, you know.
Yeah.
I would say
But yeah,
LSU does have like certain built-in advantages that other schools do not have.
Ellis,
They're
you're
similar to
right.
like
I mean,
Ohio
it's
State. They're in a talent rich recruit like state, and
yes,
everyone in that state wants to go to that school.
but also the
right.
pressure. You're
LSU
also
legit is like one of the top three jobs.
these guys think they want the pressure, but they think they know until they get there. Like you think you know until you know. And like take a Rhett Lashley, he might, he's I guess he's staying at SMU, but if he says, "Hey, I want an LSU job," you don't really know if you can handle the pressure until you get there. I mean, the pressure is it just it goes a mile higher. And that's the scary part about taking that bigger job. And I don't know, I guess people go, "Hey, it's good to be comfortable."
You think Marcus Freeman bolts?
No,
No,
I think he likes where he is, and they will throw everything at him, and a lot of
he
these guys
converted to
also,
Catholicism for that job.
yeah.
Well,
But
maybe when BYU opens up, he can convert to Mormonism.
That'll be if BYU opens up. It'll be someone like Ken Niumatalolo or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But this was I think Saturday, believe it or not, was owned by baseball.
It was.
Oh, 100% it
It
wasn't.
was. There wasn't like let's just go through college football
Texas
though,
Vanderbilt, I guess, was the
real
biggest
quick.
matchup of the day.
Yeah, I like how Texas now is like suddenly winning games that they,
Yeah.
like after we've just completely written them off.
Arch looked pretty good too.
He looks good, but I
Maybe
mean,
maybe that again was like, okay, I'm now no one's expecting. They hate me. There's no pressure now. I
Did you
just
see what
no.
he said? So he was a concussion protocol. He's like, maybe the concussion helped a little bit.
yeah,
It
just get the
might
fear knocked out of you.
well he
Miami just
also you
continuing
don't
to
think
be
as much.
fucking posers, by the way.
Yeah, they're probably not.
Yeah.
They're probably. I mean, they're not making
It,
the playoffs, right?
it
Like they
just seems
can't.
like every year Mario Cristobal he does this, and I was like,
I
oh,
think
this year they're
even
not going to
before
do what they
him, the
did last
coaches were
year.
doing that shit. Like they would, oh, they're
Yeah,
good. Nope, they're not.
Clemson also losing a shootout to Duke. Hilarious.
yeah.
God.
This
I
is going to be
feel
like
like
Dabo's
Dabo
worst season
Sweeney
at
is the one.
Clemson.
He hasn't really figured out the NIL. Like he's the last guy to kind of figure out how to use that, and it feels like the game is kind of past
I
him in that sense.
I heard Dabo Sweeney described as the Nick Saban of Mike Gundy's.
Yeah. Well, he's
They
got
are
a
sitting at
great.
3-5 now.
I know it's crazy.
They're going to barely. I think they'll make a bowl game, but maybe yeah.
They're 3-5. They lost to
Ooh,
Duke. When have they ever lost to
brutal.
Duke?
Um,
Shout out to Virginia, by the way, for being in the driver's seat in first place in the ACC.
Amazing. I
Right now, your
remember,
ACC championship game is Virginia versus Duke.
I remember when Florida State played Virginia on a Friday, and everybody was like, "How is Florida State only 7.5 point favorite?" And now we see why. I mean, Virginia is a really good team. I'm not going to say they're a great team, but they're the cream of the crop in the ACC. I mean, hell, maybe North Carolina has a shot to win that division.
Dude, the literally every conference except the Big 12 is complete chaos, and you could make a list of like 5 teams that could realistically win. The Big
Yeah.
12, the list is long as hell. The SEC, yeah, you got Alabama on top. Maybe Texas A&M's like right there with them. But like, tell me you wouldn't be surprised if Texas fucked around and did it now with the hot streak they're on. Georgia's always in the mix. Who the hell knows? The ACC, yeah, Virginia, Duke are right there, but Pitt's right behind them. Louisville's right there. Georgia Tech's still alive. Like, ah,
yeah, it's chaos, and I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's good for the sport. I mean, we still have no idea who are the top 12 teams that are going to make the playoffs, and that's kind of fun.
By the way, kudos for Georgia for just getting it done.
They find ways to win.
They
They
do.
win
That's a mark
ugly.
of a good team.
Yeah, I mean,
Like even when they're not, even when they don't have a loaded team, they
if you
win.
got to win ugly, you
Yeah.
got to win ugly. But I had the over, and in one more yard, I get the over there. I understand why they sit on the goal line, but I was hoping he just run in another yard for my bet.
One more yard.
also
One
Indiana just
more
continues
fucking.
to like. If you're not a national championship caliber team, Indiana will literally murder you on the field.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
Well, that's good.
They beat Oregon by 10. Like that's not an insult to Indiana.
Look,
Like if you're
don't
not up to the
apologize.
challenge, Indiana will literally just bury you.
Listen,
Oh yeah.
don't apologize because for my whole goddamn life, the Big Ten was doing that to Indiana, and they had no apologies.
No, they
Don't
were
apologize. Keep doing it.
they were
Michigan, Ohio State,
it
Michigan
was like
State,
deliverance every weekend with
they were
Indiana.
beating Indiana 47-3 every year. I mean, Indiana was the biggest cupcake on the schedule,
Jim,
so don't apologize.
if Indiana and Ohio State played next week, who would you pick?
Neutral site.
Yeah, sure.
Um, that's close. I think I might give the edge to Ohio State's defense,
Sure.
maybe,
Yeah.
but
I
it's like a
mean,
1.5 point spread.
I would give Ohio State they'd win by 3 to 6 points, I think.
Okay, but that
But
that
I
That's a
gap is
wouldn't be
one-score
definitely
game.
closed even from last
I would
year, you
not be
know.
surprised if Indiana won that game though.
No, would not surprise me whatsoever.
But I would say Ohio State by 5 or 6 points.
We also had
Luke,
the
how is Michigan only beating Purdue by 5 points?
Michigan's not good. That's the problem.
I don't know what to think
But
of
they still have
Sharon
a
Moore.
shot to make the playoffs, which is hilarious.
Their
It
two
it
best
is, but that entitles they have to beat Ohio State
their
to do
two best
that.
Yes, they
games
do.
was with that other guy coaching. I don't know if that says anything, but that's what I see.
No, Maddie, it's a lot more than that. Like the offense just cannot get it together. And
Yeah.
they will do these insane plays, but then the majority of their drives just stall out quickly. And so even when you got they still have a really good defense, but then you just keep giving the other offense so many opportunities. You
I
know,
feel like the skill positions just aren't there.
the running backs are there. The
Running
running
backs are
backs
great.
are carrying our fucking team, and now we just lost Justice Hayes, like probably the best runner in college ball.
Yeah.
Um, with a broken foot now. He's done for the year.
I
Jordan
was
Marshall's
so in
still excellent though, in his absence. But the receiving, like Bryce is we just all got to remember he's 18. You know, like
Yeah, he's a true freshman.
he's a true freshman, and like the receivers are not great to begin with. B, when he puts it on him, he's throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastball at him. That these guys are just a lot of them are. There's a lot of drops too. It's just not clicking in the passing game, and that is going to be the one thing holding Michigan back from if they don't make the playoffs. That's going to be the reason why. So, and Ohio State's been super consistent this year. So, unless they forget how to play football again this year for the fifth time in a row. Well, last year, actually, we just beat their ass the first 3 years. Last year, I'll blame Ohio State for fucking that one up. But
The weird thing is, though, like, will Ohio State really face a challenge before Michigan?
I don't.
They won't.
no.
They won't, dude. So they just manhandled Penn State like
The
a
crazy thing is our quarterback keeps getting better and better, He
Oh,
keeps getting better and better.
yeah, but like they play. Here's their fucking sketch. Like
He's a Heisman favorite right now.
what's a defense that they've played since Texas? Name me the best defense they've played since Texas. And is it Wisconsin or Penn State or Illinois?
I It's hard to say. Yeah, it's all trash,
And
honestly.
then it's Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers before Michigan.
Yeah.
UCLA will beat them. You heard it here first.
UCLA will beat them in Columbus.
Yep.
You heard it here first and last,
Upset of the
oddly.
century.
Yeah.
This is a joke of a schedule.
Yeah, that is one thing working in Ohio State's favor. It is a good win over Texas, but that's also not a great win. Like it
No,
was a one
14 to
score
7.
game.
Week 1, so whatever.
Yeah.
And like obviously it's still Ohio State, but I don't know, man. We think they're really good, and I assume that they're really good, but we don't know 100%.
I don't think we'll know until they play Indiana, to be honest.
I mean, if they dominate Michigan, I would assume they're good.
Well, the thing, like Michigan is they are the youngest team in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And so the problem with that is they're very inconsistent. So when they're clicking, they are quite good. When they're not, it's ugly. And so if Ohio State catches Michigan and they're not clicking, it might, like USC was not as good as they looked against Michigan. Michigan played like shit. For some reason, they forgot what a screen pass was that game. So that's why it's one of those things. And you get this with kids because a lot of them are still kids. So
Also, Matty, your boy, Bill Belichick got his first win this week.
I was shocked. I didn't know Halloween night, and I'm like, wait a minute, North Carolina won?
and
Dude,
they
They're
were
three and
close to
five.
beating Virginia too.
Yeah, they're 3-5, not bad.
So like maybe there is a little light at the, maybe
I mean,
Belichick comes
he's got more
back.
wins than Mac Brown's first. I think Mac Brown only won 2 games his first season.
Well, there you go. Says it
So,
Syracuse
all.
is really bad since they lost their quarterback, but still.
yeah, but
You
a
never
win's a
know.
win.
Get
You
in
don't
that
apologize
portal.
for
Come
winning.
on, Bill. Let's see what you can do
Yeah,
here.
you never
See.
apologize for a win.
Yeah, that's right.
And now with like Tulane losing and other teams falling, the G5 playoff race is like wide open. You have the winner, whoever wins the American between USF, Tulane, Memphis, Navy, because Navy went down too. But also JMU's in the mix, San Diego State's in the mix. Boise State got dominated at home by a Fresno State team who only
Yeah,
threw for
wow.
35 yards. Awesome. I love it right now. I love the storylines. And then now this week, we get Maction.
Wednesday night. By the way, today was crazy. My buddy's a degenerate gambler. He noticed that college basketball opened the season. They had games today starting at 8 a.m. Eastern time. That
Yep.
that means you can gamble all fucking day for what they're trying to crack down on gambling. And I know like now they're getting into probes in college basketball. I mean, this was made for the gamblers.
Yeah.
There's colleges I've never heard of,
Oh,
like
Maddie, I love betting like the small conference college basketball.
did you bet at 8 a.m. this morning like a
I
true
did not. So
degenerate?
like today was a travel day for me, so
Yeah.
I've been on the road literally all day today.
Did you so you didn't get to watch any of the baseball game now?
No, just today. I watched the baseball. You talking about Saturday?
Yeah,
I caught like the tail end of it, and
because you
then
were at the Nebraska game.
yeah, I was at the Nebraska game, so I caught like the tail end of it when we got out.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
you're
But
there's
right.
a
World
whole
Series
fuck
dominated the
ton
weekend.
of college basketball
one
going
day what I
on.
should do next week is play a game. I'll name you colleges and you gotta tell me what state they're in.
I
I
like
love
that.
that.
Yeah, because some of them like never even heard of.
What's funny is now that's starting to happen in football a little bit more,
Yeah.
where usually that was only something you'd encounter during March Madness. You're like, who the fuck's that
Hmm.
school?
Only
And
if you
now
don't
like
follow
football is getting a
FCS
little more
football,
spread
Luke.
out.
Yeah, there's
Only if
more
you don't follow the
I
D1.
didn't know
FCS,
much
baby.
about James Madison up until a couple years ago, like
Yeah.
Coastal Carolina, all those teams,
Yeah. Troy.
nobody
Well, I
used to
guess
talk about that shit back
You
in the
know
day.
where
the
Troy was, man?
Incarnate.
Troy's in Bama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incarnate. Have you heard of Incarnate?
Incarnate Word. Is that one Texas?
That sounds like one of those like made up Christian schools. They
Yeah.
just some billionaire funds.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And there's like schools like there's Purdue of somewhere else, like
West
Purdue of like,
Lafayette or
yeah, somewhere in Arizona or something. No, another state.
another state?
Yeah, it's not it's not in Indiana. It's
Purdue
really
of
weird.
Mesa.
Wild.
Oh my God.
Did we get to
I
the
want the list
baseball?
next
You
week.
want to talk baseball, Maddie?
Yeah, I gotta talk about this game. It was,
Hold on, hold
you
on. This guy's
all
got
right,
something to say about it.
And I
okay.
want to take this time to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. The triple champ just won the
Kike Hernandez, drunk as shit.
Is it Maddie? I know I'm not a baseball guy, but my question is this top what World Series that you've seen?
In my life, it's the number one. I would say they talk about the 1975 World Series. I wasn't alive, but I am
The
a Red
only one,
Sox fan.
the only one recently that comes close to me, and it's not like this is number one for me, like vibe wise, because I actually watched like almost all of it.
Yeah.
But 2016 comes close, just for
Yeah,
the week.
Cubs Indians was very close. 75 Red Sox Reds, the Carlton Fisk game, where game 6 was the big game. And game 7 was a one-run game. 86, the Red Sox Mets. I think 2012, the Cardinals Rangers, or it might be 2011, it might be 11 or 12. But this last game I've never seen anything where one team was literally an inch away from losing it and winning it, you know?
Yeah.
Like the
Oof.
Will Smith foot on the home plate, the
Oh,
catch in the outfield. And I want to say about Dave Roberts, he gets a lot of shit. Like if he wins, he's got the best team and he's got the easiest
yeah.
job. And everybody says he always makes the wrong moves. He made every right move in game 7. He let that kid hit in the ninth inning to hit the home run. He put in a guy to catch the ball. Then there was no way Kiki Hernandez was catching that.
Kike's
Um,
face on that was the funniest thing when he's
yeah, I
trying to
mean
find the
Kiki
ball.
Kiki knew he wasn't going to catch that. Uh, he made every right move with the pitchers, and I remember Bernie Carbo was a player in the Red Sox who had a huge. Everybody remembers the Carlton Fisk home run in the 12th inning in Game 6, but the Red Sox were down 6-3 in the eighth, and Bernie Carbo hit a pinch hit 3-run homer to tie it 6-6. And one thing he says, and the Blue Jays can maybe take this, even though this is hard. He said, you know, baseball won this World Series. We put baseball back on the map. And this is going to help baseball so much for next year, the ratings. It was a victory for baseball. I know that it doesn't make Toronto fans feel good when I say that, but it put baseball back on the map as it reminded us all what a great sport it is and how dramatic it is and how
Do you
intense the matchups are.
do you think it is brought down a little bit by the fact that we're going to get holdouts in like 2 or 3 months and the
No.
strikes?
Well, yeah, yeah, because you don't want to kill the momentum, and
Saying
that's
like
what they
we're
got
going
to
to get
figure out.
holdouts for who knows
And
what's going to
that's
happen
just
for next
sad
season.
because if you kill the momentum, you kill the momentum. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
please don't kill the momentum
What year
because
was the was that last baseball strike when they were like in the
94.
midst of a home run derby, basically
Well, 94, but the
94?
home run derby thing was in like 99, and they needed that to get people back, even though they knew everybody was on roids.
No,
So
I'm not talking about the yeah, but like no, in 94 they were like I think was it
yeah, they
like Matt
stopped the
Williams
season.
that was leading the league or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some
94, they didn't even
unlikely
have a World
person and they
Series.
were like,
Yeah.
"Why are you stopping now?" And it
Well,
sucked and everybody
money and
hated him
greed.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it took them a while to come back from that, but the drama, and I felt sick for the Blue Jays because they played as good as you could play against an absolute like a beast of a team. Like the Dodgers are a dynasty team that knows how to win, has a will to win, has the best players, but still every guy contributes. And the Blue Jays went toe to toe and just couldn't get that one little play here or there.
Yeah.
You
It was funny
know,
that play at the plate. I didn't think much of it, and then I mean, I was excited when it happened, and then all of a sudden I'm watching the replay. I'm like, wait a minute, is it over? Did we just
they
lose?
could have if there was a little more, they could have redone it, and it was so close.
Yeah. It was not, everything in that game was so close. It was just like, holy shit. I was
Yeah,
like I was like sort of just watching to ride it out. I'm like, oh, you just felt all the momentum was with the Blue Jays. It was kind of getting towards the end of the game. And my buddy Pat texted me. He's like, well, it's almost over. I'm exhausted. And all of a sudden, boom, home run,
yeah.
tied it up out of nowhere, out of one of the least likely players to do
And that's the
so.
thing is to let that guy hit. He's a second baseman. He's not a home run hitter. And you got other guys
What they
like
said he hadn't got
Padges.
like a hit in a month.
I know
Like he was
Padges
a
had a
defensive guy.
yeah, Padges had a good home run. He fell apart in the playoffs,
Yeah,
but he hit a lot of home runs during the season.
sure.
And you would think like the smart thing would to have him hit and not having him hit, sticking with that kid, knowing that he was going to do something, maybe not hitting a home run, but getting on in front of Otani And that was the thing with the pitcher. Like he panicked more about Otani being up with a man on than what this guy could do. And he
Yeah.
kind of laid one in there, and he should have probably thrown the fastball. But like that was dramatic, man. It was insane. And
Yeah.
it's as far as like lately in my life, I kind of have to have money on sports to really get involved in it. I didn't put
So you
anything
can
on it. I
feel
didn't bet on
something.
it. I just let it ride because and I was so invested with like I was just appreciating the game of baseball.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, even though you know, the Dodgers have been great, it's still like it was like, wow, this
It's
is
a
like
heart
must
attack
see
city.
fucking TV. It was
Yeah.
so good. Um, and 10 million more people watched this game seven than the game seven of the NBA
Yeah,
finals,
finally beat the NBA.
too.
And
And
that's
that
why
doesn't that's just the US alone. So Canada
sure.
was watching like crazy
Yes.
too, and Japan was watching like crazy
Yeah.
because three of their studs play for the Dodgers.
Hmm.
So just what an awesome thing. And I mean, Yamamoto was just giving a legendary performance.
Legendary.
Otani was so amazing through the whole
Yes.
playoffs. So there was so many great storylines in there.
Again,
Um,
like Bernie Carbo said about the 75 World Series, he goes, baseball won. And I know like for Red Sox fans, they're like,
right.
yeah, whatever. But I could say that to a Blue Jay fan and they would say whatever, but baseball won. Like they put baseball back on the map and baseball really needed that. Like even the
Yeah.
Dodgers Yankees was, the game one was great with the Freddie Freeman, and game five was interesting because the Yankees kind of collapsed. But
Right.
the Blue Jays had a lot of magic of just not quitting. Like I was at a grocery store on Tuesday. I always go to this lady and she was wearing her Dodger stuff after game three. And she's like, did you watch the game last night? And I'm like, yeah, there's no way Toronto's coming back from this. I'm going to congratulate you right now. And I felt bad because I felt like I mushed them. I'm like, oh my
Right.
God, she's going to remember that I mushed them. But I assume like when you lose game three in 18 innings in a game that you can steal, you just
Yeah.
can't come back against the Dodgers. And they had incredible heart to win the next two
Oh yeah.
and to almost win game six. And then game seven, there was three or four times you're just like, you're this close.
Oh man. God. It was the anxiety. Like if you go to Reddit and read comments, everybody's like, "Well, this took about 10 years off my life." Like this is
Yeah,
like for both sides because they're just like,
yeah. You'll never forget this series.
yeah, yeah, like, oof, boy, I don't like just thinking about it. Like gets me all
How can you
riled
not
up
be
again.
romantic on baseball?
What's
Well,
that?
baseball is a very romantic sport because there's something a little slower about it. And there's something about the pitcher and the hitter, the anticipation, and
Yeah, I
there's
feel like the emotional swings are more intense too.
yeah. I mean
It's
the other
well,
thing, yeah.
it sort of has that slow like golf, right? Golf is just so mental.
And then there's heroes like
Yeah.
we'll remember Rojas. Like in 1978 when the Yankees beat the Red Sox in the one game playoff, this guy named Bucky Dent hit a home
Oh
run
yeah.
and he was a 224 home run shortstop and he's known as Bucky fucking Dent. And so like there's heroes, there's like the Otanis, there's the David Ortiz, there's the Jeters, the A-Rods, but then there's the least likely guy that you'll
Yeah.
never forget that will always like haunt the other team. Like, how do we let this guy get a home run?
No,
And then,
fucking Rojas, baby. That's
yeah, I mean, like in my neighborhood, there's a mural of Kirk Gibson, and that's these these memories for some reason, the way baseball has that drama more than anything because football is more like plays. Like when Tom Brady beats the Falcons, you're thinking about drives. Like there
Right.
are there are key plays in the game, but there's drives and there's but baseball, it's like Kirk Gibson is that one swing that you'll never fucking forget, you know? And
Yeah.
that's why
It's
it's
because,
easier to do in movies
well, like there's a
like
play
boxing
in
and
baseball,
yeah,
and then you stop and you're just staring at
yeah,
each other for like a minute, and everybody's
sure.
waiting for that one motion you're going to do. Football, you like snap the ball, there's running around, like it's not as a surgical type of game as baseball.
Also, just another win for Clayton fucking Kershaw, baby.
Right? I wonder how
And there's
many
more
pitches he
momentum, I
was
would
away
say.
from being brought into that game. Maddie, have you frozen back in time? I think he has.
Yeah.
I think he had it. Oh, there he
You
is.
guys freeze, but my internet's kind of unstable.
It's your net, man. It's unstable like you, Maddie. It's just
Now
crazy.
it's better. Now it's
Let
better.
Maddie release the wolf that's
Sorry,
inside.
boys. You look tired, Jim.
Maddie, I drove for
Fucking
8 hours.
man. He worked hard all day.
Here and the computer sucks for some reason. Yeah. Well, why don't we get to the NFL?
All
We'll
right.
go through it real quick. Not a, the NFL is so hard to predict. How does the Packers go to Pittsburgh, beat Aaron Rodgers in an emotional game, and then lose 13-point favorite to the Carolina Panthers? The NFL is so
Well, then the
unpredictable.
Steelers beat up the Colts, who were the best team, who were playing like the
And
best
then
team
we
in
go, I
That
football.
was
was
talking
like
to
the
somebody about the
prime Mike
Lions. I'm
Tomlin
like,
spot.
there's no way there's no way JJ McCarthy in his third game is going to go into Detroit and ball out and beat the Lions. And then what did he do? 8.5 point dogs beats the Lions. It's
Yeah.
crazy. The NFL, the Colts are like everybody's like they're going to kill the Steelers. They had a bad game. The NFL is you almost got to go against what you saw the week before. It's weird like that.
Darnold
It was a
looking like an
very weird week.
MVP.
Who?
Darnold.
Yeah, it's crazy. They are just on fire. They brought up two wide receivers. They had a lot of injuries and they just balled out last night.
Yeah. It- you can't tell. I
He's been
like
great.
this. The NFL's starting to look like college now. Just
It's very unpredictable and it's a lot of parity and you know, there's like four teams in the NFC I can see being in the Super Bowl and then like I'm like, "Oh, the Chiefs are back. They're healthy. They're
yeah.
better than the Bills." And then the Bills kicked their ass.
Yeah, but this is
And
like the Bills beat them in the regular season every year.
I know. It is wild how it works out that way. And then the Ravens could be back. Like, don't count the Ravens
I
out.
don't know. I don't know. They played the dog. Let's not get ahead of it.
You never apologize for a win, though. That's all I'll say. And then the
Yeah, but
game of the week,
let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is all I'm
the
saying.
game of the week was the Bengals who find ways to lose all the time. They sure play exciting games, but they find ways to lose. That's all I'll say.
I like how the offense was like, fuck the defense. We won this game. The
I would
defense
be
lost it.
too.
I've never seen a player call out the other side
Yeah, that's
like Chad
bizarre.
Brown did. He's only a second year player, and it's like you want to do that in house. Like I wouldn't, even if you're the defense and you suck, like you just say, "Yo, man, let's do that in house." It's never a healthy thing when one side of the ball is calling out the other side of the ball. That's always
I mean,
dysfunction,
I
and
know Burrow's out, but is when's Zach Taylor gonna get fired?
he will. You know what happens when you make the Super Bowl? You get like a couple extra years that you don't deserve. It's almost like you
I
get a
feel like he's
couple
used
year
those up.
mulligans. And so he's on it. I think he'll be out after this year because Burrow does get hurt a lot, but they're wasting him away. And yeah,
Yeah. So also some big notes from this weekend. Jaden Daniels is done probably
yeah.
for the year. Like a
They're
dislocated
blaming the
elbow.
coach for leaving him in too late, but I'm like, You
That's
know, in the NFL, you can get hurt in the
that's
first
The
quarter.
Washington way.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
if it is that kind of a blowout, maybe don't put him in
well, I
because you
needed to
know he's going to
cover
be
the
running
over,
like
so
that.
I needed to cover the over, so I was
This feels
glad
like
he's out there.
such a lost season for Washington after having such a great year
It is
last year.
wild because there was everybody was like, oh, they're just gonna pick up where they were last year,
Not at
They're
and
all.
old. They're so old. Like
No.
older defensive guys are old. A lot of their like best like receivers are old. I don't know, man.
yeah,
They're
well, they had
making some good
such an
picks this year.
amazing year last year, and a lot of times you just think like, oh, well, you just pick up on, if you're good last year, you're obviously going to be good the next year, and it's so hard to keep it together with injuries and schedule. Your schedule is harder. Yeah, people give you play harder against you. You have more prime time games, which teams play harder on prime time. And it's just like everything has fallen apart. Their schedule is really hard. And when Daniels was hurt, they never really got to pick up and kind of pick up the momentum from last year. And it's just kind of been a lost season. And now they're just gonna probably get a good draft pick.
Uh, Chargers won, but they lost Joe Alt for the year, which is
That's
like
That's kind of a
huge.
loss. Then that's a
That's a
yeah,
loss.
massive loss.
literally and
Yeah.
figuratively.
Yeah, they
Patriots
really need him.
continue rolling.
Yeah, and that was a game that didn't have their best game, but with, Vrabel is a great coach and he's proving what a great coach he is.
Yeah,
And you can win even when you don't have your best game, and they proved that. And there's going to be weeks when they don't have their best game, but as long as you win, that's awesome. The Cowboys are getting smoked tonight, so they don't look like they're going to win. They're a mess.
didn't Jerry Jones go on Stephen A. Smith's announcing some big trade that no one knows what happened, or
I don't know if it happened yet. I don't. They
I
haven't.
don't think it's real.
Well, we'll see.
I think he's
But
senile.
yeah, they've been off tonight for sure. They're just
Um,
getting smoked.
yeah, the Bears. So the Bears pulled that out against the Bengals in a weird way, winning on a tight end long reception at the end of the game.
They were always talking about how good he is, Loveland.
Well, that's Loveland. I can vouch
Yeah,
for him. He's
I
great.
know. And this was his coming out game
Yeah.
because they were like, they're not using him enough, they're not finding him enough. But last week, I think he had two long touchdowns. I mean, he was unstoppable.
I kind
And
of find that to be the mark of a great offense and a terrible offense. Like
the
when
most
what?
unstoppable guy though, who
Who's
was
that?
hurt for most of the season, and now he played last night, yesterday. Brock Bowers,
Oh,
unstoppable.
well, he was great. He
Oh,
set
he's
out
so
like every
good.
rookie record last
I know,
year.
but he was hurt all year, and like
Yeah.
he made Geno Smith look really good. Three
Well,
touchdowns.
Speaking of tight ends, Crash being out sucks.
Yeah, yeah, he's out. I'm trying to think any other game
well,
I
the
didn't.
Tyler Shook era got off to a rough start
Yes.
in Los Angeles. And it was they finally benched Rattler for him, and
Hmm.
LA just beat the shit out of him.
I'm trying to think who's better, the Rams or the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks could be the best team in the NFC.
I
It's
I worry about in the playoffs Sam Darnold.
Yeah, if it came down to it, I'm still trusting LA over
Yeah.
Seattle, I guess.
Hmm.
LA
And then
plus 140
Detroit,
for the division, by
Detroit
the
just
way.
doesn't want to take that step. And I think Tampa Bay had a shot, but they just have too many injuries.
I I like Detroit, but the issue with Detroit is if they can't run the ball, they kind of just deflate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they just
Minnesota
were
took it
playing
to him.
bad
Minnesota
this
beat
game
him up.
too.
I was shocked. I thought Detroit would win that game easily, and they beat him on all three phases of the ball, which usually Dan Campbell, you know, he's he's a lot better as a coach with that. But one thing about Campbell is like he gets him ready for after a tough loss. They'll be
Yeah.
ready to go this week. And they play Washington, who's probably absolutely deflated.
Yeah, and they got to get a little playoff revenge for last year too. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll be extra motivated. Ooh, got some other good games coming up though. LA at the 49ers, Steelers Chargers, Bucks Patriots this week.
That's fun.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Those are the main ones, I think. The other ones just seem to be some lopsided records facing each other.
Well, there's always drama in the NFL, and we
Eagles
know
Packers actually going to be the best one.
that's a good one. And
Yeah.
Packers will have something to play for because, usually when a team underachieves one week, they usually get up the next week. They practice harder. They have more of an urgency. And I was shocked how bad the Packers looked this week after looking great the week before.
Yeah. It's bizarre. But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, the NFL is, you can never predict it.
All right. Yeah, and Maddie, you touched on this earlier. There is now, yeah, so now we have NCAA basketball players being investigated
Yeah, this is nuts.
in for gambling. This is just going to
Yeah.
be a dark era. I don't know when it will end, but there's going to be some people really spending some time in jail before this will end.
And over
And
being very stupid.
being
It's a
very
very
stupid.
short-sighted thing to commit a crime over.
Yeah.
Especially when I can't speak for some of the college team guys that are doing it. They're like in smaller colleges, but when you're in the pros and you're doing this, what are you thinking?
But okay, hear me out. Even when you're at a smaller college and maybe you're not getting paid, you're still getting an education at least,
I agree.
which college is super expensive these days.
It's
So
very
at
short-sighted
least
for
that does
sure.
count
I
for
can
something.
understand for the college kids, like the amount of money someone might be able to dangle for, because there's college props too.
But I
Yeah.
don't think they can. I don't really think they're dangling that much. That's
I
the
just can't
thing.
feel
I think
sorry
like
for anybody.
So even if you said, okay, I'm going to do this for like 20,000, right? That's
Okay.
still not. That won't equal any education in America. You
I
know.
can't feel sorry for anybody that gets popped too. Like you did this to yourself. There's no reason to
Yes.
do it. You're foolish. Stay away from it. Don't do it. You will get caught. Like they will figure it out. The one thing about these books, when they see weird lines on weird things, they
They will
report
report
it.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I mean the sad thing is it's just going to keep happening until it doesn't. And
Well,
then
until guys realize the Jew
Well,
the Jew.
not worth, like when you realize like what the pun. Oh, we're frozen again.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
It's
it's a
okay.
bad day.
But yeah, no, you're right. When it's not worth it, that's a
Yeah.
thing. It,
And they still think like, well, how can you detect it? It's a judgment. They will figure it out.
oh
They will
yeah,
figure it out.
they won't see it the first time, but if you start doing it and they see a pattern and be like, hey, this is weird. Like
And you
the
know
whole
what?
reason these guys are so good at what they do is they're great at recognizing patterns.
well,
And
the
you know
thing is,
something?
it's not even the pattern; it's the breaking of a pattern, which gets
I
them.
watched. They showed a little highlights of Terry Rozier, and like you can watch like 30 seconds of his lowlights to realize what he's doing. It's pretty obvious.
So I think they found out he had a big like lien on his house, like an $8 million lien on his
Mm,
house when this happened. Because at first, when that broke, it was kind of like, oh, he might just be doing this so a buddy can make 100 grand or something.
yeah,
And now it's like he was in financial trouble, and it's like these guys, no matter how much money they make, because that used to be an old stereotype, like NBA lottery picks just going broke and shit like that.
yeah,
But then the salary caps all exploded and they were making ridiculous amounts of money. It just shows you no matter how much money they fucking make, they will still find a way to lose it all. It's nuts.
yeah.
I mean, they should give me
Well, I
power of
hope it
attorney over some of
stops
these guys.
because I like gambling and I think the fans love gambling, and it might have to go underground again if players continue to do this because
I
when
don't
it
think so,
became
Mike. Because like the whole thing, the only reason they're getting caught like this is because it's above ground.
that's what I'm saying, it's gonna have to go underground again. Like it's gonna have to be like,
But I think the leagues and everyone want to catch these guys.
Well, then
Yeah.
at underground, like, what are people willing to like? What are the agencies willing to? I mean, you have prop bets
Oh
when
yeah.
it's
Oh
underground.
yeah. There's prop bets out there.
What's that?
There's prop bets on like offshore books, and your local bookie will probably
But it's
offer
just like,
prop.
what are they going to pay out
Listen,
when
on
these things are
Bovada,
obvious, though?
there's about like this football game, there's 350 ways to bet on it.
But does Bovada ever? Will they cancel a payout on something if something looks
No, but
sus?
what they'll do is if let's say there's an unusual amount on one bizarre bet,
Uh huh.
they'll say something. So like take like some random college basketball game today that nobody really knows. You'd have to be a real psycho to know like Omaha, Nebraska versus, I'm just like
Yeah, you have some
Belmont.
MEAC.
Yeah.
So like Belmont versus Omaha, Nebraska, and there's usually like this amount on the game
Yeah.
average, and then today there's somehow why is there 10 times more action on this game on one side?
Sure.
Then they would go, hey, this looks really fishy. And that's how it gets
So do they
started.
cancel it before the game, or do they just say it looks fishy?
They look no, they sometimes will take the game off the
Right.
board.
Yeah.
But then if they
And those
don't,
offshore books,
they'll
like some,
investigate.
yeah, some of the less reputable ones will just like void your bet.
And then they'll
That's
figure
that
out why is
that
this
to me
happening.
seems like the smart play to do. You know,
Yeah.
if you're that because you don't want to pay out for some guy from a community college getting, his unders or whatever. Um, it, that to me seems like the only real way to do it. And they have live time, they know this. So
Yeah.
um, but it's stupid to let these bets go through and then like see a guy like freaking throw it out of bounds on purpose. It's bad.
But
But
yeah, it's
again, this will just continue until a lot of people are in jail and banned from
yeah.
their sports.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like the best way to deter it is just like anytime you're caught, like lifetime ban.
Well, you pretty much are, I believe.
Yeah, but like
Uh,
official lifetime ban.
well, NBA has that.
I don't
Yeah,
think that's enough because, you know,
But like
people
Jonte
will still
Porter,
do it.
whenever he gets out of prison, might be able to go play overseas potentially if anybody wants him.
Yeah.
I guess the overseas thing's still always weird.
Overseas
I'm,
works
I'm
for
sure he'll play
basketball. There's
overseas.
no real overseas for football.
Yeah.
Football really hard to kind of throw though.
I was gonna say, like, football is probably the hardest sport to like manipulate in that way.
Yeah, you got to be really heads up thinking. I
Like,
don't
if
know.
you're a quarterback, maybe, but like, if you're a receiver, how do you like? I guess you just drop every pass and you just bet the unders on your props, but
Receiver would
that's
probably be the
also
easiest way to do that. And
maybe.
quarterback, like, oh, do I just not run for 29 yards, even though I have the whole field in front of me? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out different ways they're all fucking it up in the
Yeah. Hopefully this will
next couple
soon
years.
stop because
It sucks
it's
because sports are
I
just
fun
found
for
an
the
account on Twitter
fans.
where
It's
it's all
fun
just
for the fans to gamble. And like, if
yeah.
you're a player, you have the privilege of playing and you should not want to gamble until you're done and just be smart. And, you know,
All
that's all
right.
I got to say.
You
I
guys
found
got
a
anything
Twitter
to
account
add
that
before we
links it
cut
all to
out?
like.
Sorry, Jim, what's
Not
that?
just much love, and hopefully my internet's better next week.
I was saying, I found an internet account that like links all the sports gambling and the players doing this kind of stuff to like satanic rituals,
Oh, I like
and
that.
I've been
Wow,
diving
yeah.
into that. Maybe I'll have an update next week
Please, I
on
want a
that.
I
full
love to
hour
see
long
that.
deep dive on that.
Yeah.
Promise me. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another exciting edition of the Sports Hole.
From Montreal, it's a BC Lions.